Hello everyone, the goal of this first lab is to do three things. First thing is to show you how you can access the content of the course. The second thing is to show you how you can set up a proper Python 3 environment. And finally, the goal of the exercises today is to play with vector operation in Python. Okay, so how do we get access to the course content? It's very easy. As you might know, everything is on GitHub. So if you go to the GitHub page of the course, you can see this big green button here. If you click on it, you have three options. Simplest one would be download as a zip, but it's not the one we are recommending to you. Since we are going to upload new content every week, you will have to download a new zip file every week. It's not so efficient. Instead, you can use something like GitHub Desktop, which is a graphical user interface that allows you to pull GitHub repositories and interact with them. So let's try to do that. Okay, so it's opening GitHub Desktop and asking me where I want to save the repository on my machine. If the location is good, I'm satisfied with this location, so I just click clone, and it's going to pull the content of the course. So this might take some time, so I'm just going to let it run, and we're going to come back to it a bit later. Okay. Last solution would be to simply use Git, which is a solution I personally like, but you don't have to go with this solution. I'm going to show you in a bit how to use Git to pull the repository. So now we have access to the course contents. How can we have a proper Python 3 environment? And here I'm going to show you two options. The first option is EPFL Auto, which is hosted by EPFL. You can log in with your Gaspar account, and all of the notebooks that you create there will be saved under your EPFL account. So that's quite nice. Let's try to open this. So everything is available online. You don't need to set up anything on your local machine. Everything is set up for you on the server. Now he's starting the server. Taking a bit of time. Okay, we're getting there. Okay. So maybe some of you are familiar with this interface. This is a Jupyter Lab interface. You can move in your folder here on the left. Here I have a notebook, a Python 3 notebook opened, and I can run the cells and write some Python here. Yeah, so now we want to fetch the course content here. How can we do that? Well, one way to do it will be to open the launcher. This is the plus icon here on the top left corner. I click on it. I have multiple options here. I can create some new notebooks, some new Python 3 notebooks, for instance. But what I want here is a terminal. So I click terminal. Now I have a terminal which is running on the server. And if I want to fetch the repository, it's very easy. I do git clone. I go fetch the URL of the GitHub repository I'm interested in. And that's it. I'm running this. It's telling me that it's not working because I already have pulled the repository before, which is just right here. Yeah, so everything's fine. Now here I have all of the contents with including all of the labs, for instance. This is the lab for this week, and you have a Python primer notebook here, which is quite interesting. Let's open it. Okay, now I just opened the notebook that is in the repository, and you can see I can just run stuff now and interact with it. This is a notebook that is showing you a bit the basics about a notebook first, and also about vector operation, about NumPy. So you can find a lot of tips here to solve the exercises of this week. Okay, so that's all for Noto. Now let's go to the second option, which is Google Collab. Google Collab is also extremely easy to use. You just have to go to this URL, collab.research.google.com. Let's go there. Okay. So he's opening this this tutorial notebook. if you know what you want to do is typically either to create a blank notebook, which you can do going through File, then New Notebook, or if you want to solve an exercise, for instance, or for like if you want to solve one of this week's exercises, you can just upload a notebook. So let's do that. Click on Upload Notebook. You have this window here, and now you remember that with GitHub Desktop, I pulled the repository on my local machine. So now I can ask, where is it on my local machine? It's here. Okay, awesome. Let's go find one of the notebook for this week. I think they are in templates. Yes, so you see you have 3 tasks corresponding to the 3 exercises of this week. And I can decide to, for instance, to work on task A. So just have to drag and drop. And now Google Collaboratory is uploading the notebook, and that's it. I can run stuff again here and just work on the exercises. And typically the way you have to work on the exercises is just fill the blanks. Like for here, for instance, you see this is the first exercise, and you have this function here, and we just ask you to fill the missing code there. Okay. So that's all for Google Collab. Just keep in mind also that, yeah, you can always use your own environment if you want. If you want Anaconda on your own local machine, feel free to go for it. Here, I'm just showing the most basic option because we want to make sure that everyone can access a proper Python 3 environment. And if you want more details on the steps as well, you have more information in this file here, which is in labs, exercise 1, and the file is named Python setup tutorial. You have a kind of a tiny GitHub, tiny Git tutorial, sorry, and also information of how to set up your own Python 3 environment. And that's pretty much it now. If you want to solve the exercises this week, as you might already know, you have this PDF here with like 3 exercises, 3 tasks, task A, B, and C. And the way you solve those exercises is you need to open the right notebook and just fill the blank. Okay, that's all for this week. Good luck.